For once, I was really hoping that this would actually come off without a hitch. For one time, for one time, if you have been consistently watching the show all year, ever since we came back, we made our comeback in the springtime. You have noticed that every episode, literally, there's like the biggest pickup in the world happens at the very beginning, at the very start. And for a second, it looked like we were about to avoid that. But of course, the universe wants to work the way how it does. And it's like, oh, wait, Maurice, we go live. We haven't had any hiccups yet. Let's just go with it crazy. Monkey wrench at the last second. That's where we're at right now. But we all good, though. We are all good. One thing we know how to do around here, we know how to make sugar. We know how to make sugar from shit, or shit from sugar, whatever the expression is and everything. But with that being said, welcome everybody to another episode of the 23rd hour. I'm your host, Mr. Maurice the Prophet. Happy, glorious Sunday. Happy Sunday fun day to you all. You all are probably like, why are you broadcasting right now on a Sunday? It's not 11, 12, midnight o'clock right now when you normally go on. Let me tell you why, ladies and gentlemen. This kind of leads into a little bit of an announcement I want to kind of make. We're doing a little rebranding here with the B-side brand. We're doing a little bit of rebranding, doing a little bit of tweaking, readjusting, a little pivoting in a different direction and everything. Trying to like test the waters out a little bit to see like what might be a better fit for us and everything, all that good stuff. So, I'm kind of testing the waters a little bit because in the interest of how can I put this? In the interest of being able to be a little bit more consistent with you all on a regular basis, I'm thinking about, and we're all about transparency here, right? We ain't got nothing to hide. But I'm thinking about being a little more consistent with you all, so this way I can be able to interact with you all on a much more regular basis than I normally do. I know typically you see me on the post pay-per-views, after when we get done watching the pay-per-view and everything, and then we talk then. And that's the reason why it's called the 23rd hour, because typically those shows end around 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night, damn near by midnight. So we're knocking on the door of the very last hour of the day. And so we come on the 23rd hour and everything like that. However, sometimes like a brother don't feel like, I'm just gonna be real with y'all, being up that late. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Especially being, because y'all know how I am. I get up every day at 4:30 a.m. I don't care if it's a Monday, a Tuesday, a Saturday, or Sunday. I'm up at 4:30 a.m. on the dot, and I'm getting my day going and whatnot. So on pay-per-view days, after having a long day, after watching the show as well too, getting my notes together, getting the setup ready and all that good stuff and everything like that. By the time I get to that proverbial 23rd hour of the day, a brother trying to lay it down, you know what I mean? So then trying to get that rest this way and get going the next day. So I figure that in order for me to not miss episodes, I know I've missed some past shows due to that reason. I missed some past reviews because of that reason. I'm like, maybe a Sunday morning situation might work on a regular weekly basis, so I can chop it up with y'all, can hang with y'all on a regular, and I can do it when I'm much more fresh, much more ready to go, and ready to be able to kind of recap everything. And not just limited to the pay-per-view, but let's talk about what happened all the week, because every week, let's be real, every week, all week, there's a lot of news that's going on. There's a lot of things that are in motion. There's a lot of free agency that's happening as well too. Signings, firings, tradings, all that good stuff and everything, and just news in general, what's happening in the rest of the world. And so, of course, being able to cover all that with y'all on more of a regular basis, maybe conducive to all of us. You know what I mean? It's just where we can kind of chop it up and everything and see what's up. So that's the reason why you were seeing me on this Sunday afternoon. Where I know last time when I was in with y'all all in when we met on Sunday morning. You know what I mean? So kind of like getting this whole thing readjusted a little bit and everything. And kind of test the waters on and see how it goes. Because if this goes pretty well, then this might be a whole new regular thing. Bear with me for 1 second. I need to just make a correction real quick here. All right, because I want to give y'all the what's called the banner at the bottom, but my dumb boy, I realized the banner wasn't updated until the intro song was playing. You know what I mean? So I'm like, oh shoot, let's go ahead and take care of that real quick. But let me do it. I'm kind of talking to the good people. All right, so I'm not gonna make it an elaborate one because I want to be in tune with y'all. I want to make sure we got that bad boy up and running, and there it go right there, all right? So the banner is up. All right, so we in business. Banner is up. Boom. The overlay up. Boom. 23rd hour. The SummerSlam logo right here. Bam. The B-side logo right there, looking pretty. And speaking of looking pretty, your boy Maurice is back in the building. He is with y'all locked in to talk about what is going on right now, and the biggest talk of the wrestling world, the pro wrestling world, is nothing other than SummerSlam 2025. You know, this was a really eventful week. I know I say that a lot, but in general, though, pro wrestling has really ignited a great deal of energy, a great deal of concentration, a great deal of attention in general from a variety of different angles and all. And this week really is no exception to that rule. You know, when it comes to just like the happenings and the ins and outs of what's been going on this week, let's talk about it. Let's chop it up a little bit. This week we saw the final week of the residency that All Elite Wrestling AEW had here in Chicago. They were set up shop at the Aragon Ballroom for the last 3 weeks. They ran 6 shows total, 3 Dynamites and 3 Collisions. And man, like if you are familiar with with the aesthetics and the layouts and the landscape and even the history as well too of the Aragon Ballroom, this truly was a picture perfect backdrop for the wrestling product. You hear, like that's the thing is that Tony Khan, and I know he gets a lot of grief from a lot of people for some unknown reason, but Tony Khan gets a lot of grief from a lot of people when it came to, especially during 2024, when it came to venue choices. A lot of this came in 2024, 2023, especially as well too, because he was running these weekly shows coming out of more larger arenas that would probably hold about a good 10, 12,000 people, but he wouldn't be able to fill the whole thing up. So fans were saying, you need to go to smaller venues. It will be a much better look going to smaller venues. So he started doing that. He tested those waters out last summer in Texas, in Arlington, Texas, when they went to what do you call it, the Sports Auditorium or something like that. I don't know. It's something it's a very unique venue in Texas. He did a residency down there last summer, and a smaller but more intimate venue. It looked good as well too. Went the rest of 2024, honoring his dates he committed to. In 2025, we've been seeing him run Dynamite and Collision in smaller venues, and this was no exception. But the thing is, though, it looks really great because it has that very intimate feel that pro wrestling really has rooted itself into. One thing, and I know y'all see the chair, the Monday Night Raw chair, and that actually is it's actually perfect, be able to kind of touch on that, because when you look at that logo in particular, that old school Monday Night Raw logo that you see right there over my shoulder, what's for wrestling fans? And please holler at me in the comments. Hit me in the comments and questions, comments, and all the good stuff and everything. Hit me in the comments. But when you see that logo, what's the venue you think about? What comes to your mind immediately when you look at that logo right there? I'm pretty sure y'all are saying it right now, right? The Manhattan Center, right? You're saying the Manhattan Center, and I totally agree with you. Exactly, absolutely. And what made the Manhattan Center so special was the one variable, the intimate factor. The Manhattan Center probably held like 1,000, 1,200 people, probably at the very most, right? But that's the thing, though, is that you turned on Raw every week for a good year. You saw you saw what looked to be very different, because WWE was in this very small, intimate setting with great lighting, where you're able to see every person in the audience. And even though the audience wasn't that big, you know what I mean, but it had this very unique feel to it. And that is what made this residency that AEW was doing all week at the Aragon so significant because it gave you that, it once again gave you that intimate feeling. And y'all, check it out. I was there on the very last night of the residency at the Aragon Ballroom, sitting in row 7 on the floor. It was love, man, for real. And just being in that environment, being immersed in there, just felt so right. It felt so right because it felt like what pro wrestling feels like. Gritty, unapologetic, very honest, violent, very, just really intense, not knowing what's going to happen next as well, too. All those factors played a major role into making that experience what it was. And so, yeah, so salute to Tony Khan and AEW coming out to Chicago. And I know as of late, that's what's crazy. That's what's crazy is that a lot of people as of late have been giving AEW a lot of flack for coming to Chicago so often. They were here for Dynamite. They were here for Dynamite back in the springtime at the Now Arena in Hoffman Estates. For those who don't know, the Now Arena is probably about 45 minutes outside of Chicago. It's in the suburbs called Hoffman Estates and Schaumburg and all that stuff and everything. So they were out there for Dynamite. Before then, the closest they came to Chicago this year, they were in Milwaukee for Collision back, I believe in March, I think, or April, something like that. I think it was April. They were in Milwaukee, and I went to that as well too. So I went to the one in Milwaukee. I went to the in Dynamite in Hoffman. They were here for the residency for 3 weeks at the Aragon Chicago, and they're coming back to the Now Arena late December of this year for the World's End pay-per-view. And people are saying why Chicago all the time? Here's the thing though, okay? You can cry all you want about it, but if Chicago is paying to see these shows, if they are putting butts in the seat in Chicago, if they're looking at their data, they're looking at their metrics, they're looking at their analytics, and they're saying that, hey, when we look at the data shows that every time we come to Chicago, we make the most money. We sell the most tickets. We sell the most merchandise. We get the most attention in Chicago, as opposed to going to Louisville, Kentucky, as opposed to going to Tupelo, Mississippi, as opposed to going to San Jose, California, as opposed to going to Bismarck, North Dakota. You know what I mean? We when we go to these markets, we don't hit the numbers that we hit in Chicago. So yeah, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna go to Chicago. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's business right there. And and hey, I happen to be an AEW fan who lives in Chicago, so of course I'm going to enjoy the benefits as well too, and I'm going to contribute that because why? I want to see your product come back out here. So yeah, I'm gonna defend that, of course. But you have to kind of look outside the box as well too. I live a majority of my life where WWF wasn't coming to Chicago only but probably once a year. If that they're coming to Chicago like once a year, but they steady. They say we're on the East Coast, all up and down the East Coast, hitting New York, New Hampshire, goddamn Connecticut, Philly, Boston. You know what I'm saying? They were hitting those cities heavy all year. You know what I'm saying? But come to Chicago, maybe we might be there next year. We don't know. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. It is what it is. That you gotta go where the money's gonna flow. All right, that's the saying. We gotta go where the money's gonna flow. And the money flow here in Chicago, that's what it is right there. So, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, so that's how that was and everything. And I wasn't mad about that. It was a really great showing as well too. And I enjoyed the hell out of it. So yeah, so good stuff to AEW coming here, landing the way they did and doing what they did here at the Aragon Ballroom on the north side of Chicago. So it was good stuff and everything. And yeah, so that was Thursday, when they closed out the residency. We're gonna move on to Friday. And we're still going to stick with the other organizations. Now I didn't see this show, but I caught wind of it. I was out Friday night with some of my friends. Had a great time, y'all. I did Top Golf for the very first time, right? Now I always knew that Top Golf was was a thing to do or whatever, you know what I mean? But in my mind, it was I always thought it was more for people who golf on a regular, you know what I mean? Who okay, here's the thing. I always thought Top Golf was like people who golf on a regular basis, who know how to golf, who go to like the golf the golf resorts, and I have a tea time at 10:30 a.m. tomorrow with Tommy Kyle. You know what I mean? Like people like that. You know what I'm saying? Who got like the Tiger Woods shirts and all that stuff. Like I thought Top Golf was like that for those kind of folks. Because when you pass it, it was like a big ass like driving range. So I'm like, okay, it's for people who like know how to play golf. But I thought it was for people who knew how to play golf, like ins and outs of it. But like we're trying to do it on like more like a driving range. You know what I mean? To try out their stuff. So a buddy of mine was in town, and he wanted to get my friends together. So of course, we all got the guys together. And I was talking about us going to dinner and shit. But one of the other boys, he was like, shout out to Sam. Sam was like, let's go to Top Golf. And so I was like, all right, whatever. So I'm thinking to myself, because I know a couple of them golf. So I'm like, okay, if anything, I'll just go and kick it. I'll drink with them and everything, we'll like BS or whatever like that, and I was kind of hang out with them. But so I went, and by the way, I don't even know if I should be saying this or public, but whatever. By the way, my boy, I'm not gonna say which one. Just if he wants to put out there, he put out there. But my boy, he told us so casual. It was so casual. He was like, because he had a woman with him. And he was like, hey, yeah, I want you to be my wife. Like, what? Yeah, we got married yesterday. Wait, what? Hold up, wait. Hold up. And bro, the thing was like, I just like walked up. Like I got there late, of course, we're talking about me here. Got there late, they're already, in the motion phase. I said, what's up? Dapped everybody up, what's good, you know what I'm saying? Hug, all good stuff and everything like that. And I said, my man, he was like, we got married yesterday. So I was like, how do I even process this information that you're giving me right now? You literally dropped a Hiroshima-sized bomb on me right now, and like I can't even give you a coherent response. I'm still tripping about it. So of course we had a lot to celebrate. We had a lot to celebrate. A lot of questions, a lot of conversation and everything like that. Lots of laughs. It was good. But the thing is, though, like knowing him, that was just a very him version of like telling, like he would do some shit like that. Like that's how he is. He's so like off the cuff and so to the left with things that like telling you that he got married in the same type of tone and vein and delivery of like, oh yeah, I got some new shoes yesterday. It's just totally him. So it was like whatever. So yeah, so we had a lot to celebrate. So it was a good time. Needless to say, it was a good time on Friday. It was a really, really good time on Friday hanging out with them. And seeing my boys who I've not seen in a while as well too. Just a really great time. So coming home, I'm driving back into the city. And coming home, what did I do? I'm listening to a live podcast, and they're talking and then they start talking about what happened at the House of Glory show that was going on in New York. And I'm like, wait, what? I hear that Bubba Ray won their world title. What? From Zilla Fatu? So there's already all this like this weird like energy that's going on with Zilla Fatu and with like Rikishi and with his family and with the other family members and whatnot and everything. There's already a lot of weird things that let the weird energy that's going on. Even like Zilla's mama is involved in some of the drama, saying that Rikishi wasn't even there for them like that, and it was more Umaga. It's a whole lot of just drama that's happening right now. Because people are like waiting for Zilla to make his WWE debut with everybody, but they don't know if he's gonna actually make a debut. It's a whole lot of just drama that's going on. And so Bubba Ray, he wins their world championship. And it's funny because when I saw the photo of him with the title, he looked like Alex Jones holding the damn belt. And I guess I'm just kind of like, what what's the purpose of that? What is that for? Just like, like, because the match was in New York, everybody in mom is in New York right now because of SummerSlam. And so it's like we gotta make something shocking so this way we can kind of like, make some headlines. That's what I think was the objective of this. But apparently so, yeah, he's their world champion. Bubba just, I don't know, like the thing is with him is that I feel like he's just like one of those guys who talks a lot of great game, and he has the longevity to be able to give him the backing and the allowance and even the real estate to be able to speak. Because of course that can't be disputed, but you see a lot of like inconsistencies with him as well too. Like you say one thing, but it's a whole other thing. It's something else. It's a lot. You use a lot of coded language. Also, in addition, you were, it's kind of funny because like when AEW was like, was first starting off, you were trying to kind of like muscle your way into the situation to be a part of everything. But I think somebody kind of sniffed your shit and kind of realized that you might have been on some like agent type stuff, and then when you weren't granted the access that you thought that you were owed, I guess, then it became you went on this whole run of making Busta Open Radio centered around bashing the product and everything. So it's kind of weird energy. That's all. It's kind of weird energy, and it's a lot of like gatekeeping mentality as well too, which I don't really understand. But I'm thinking this is the reason why they put the world title on him for that shock value. I don't know. I have a lot of respect for House of Glory. I have a ton of respect for it, and I know that Ricochet was involved with the finish of the match. So I mean that was a very interesting variable. But yeah, I have a lot of respect for House of Glory. I want to support it because I want to support Master P. He is like the one black owner of a professional wrestling outfit, of a pretty major one that makes its way around. But that decision was kind of weird to me. So I don't know. We'll see how that unfolds. And apparently, there's going to be a rematch happening next month in Philadelphia. So it might be that where he's going to get the belt back. That maybe, and if he gets the belt back, then I guess that really was for to shake the table up a little bit and get some attention on the HLG during SummerSlam weekend. So we'll see about that. In other news, I know G1 Climax is going on right now in New Japan. From what I understand, Takeshita has been killing it. Dude, I've been like so lacking on it. And the thing is, I told myself, I'm like, I want to follow it thoroughly. So this way I can like, kind of like see what's going on with it and everything. But I've been like missing it though. What I mean? I've been missing it and everything. So I've been trying to like, kind of like keep up with it and whatnot. But I catch it here and there. But yeah, but from what I understand though, yeah, he's over there, like murdering it right now and everything. So I think he has like points right now, but we're gonna see. But yeah, but I really do want to kind of like do an episode where I talk more about that. So I'm gonna like make it my homework, my personal homework to get up on there and check it out. One second, guys. 1 second. Yeah, I gotta fix this whole thing. Yeah, but I got this whole thing with StreamYard. It's like I can't go like completely public unless I do like some type of like weird adjustments to my Facebook or whatever. But Facebook has so many like compartments and click on this to get to that, and then you drag this over here, and then turn that off, and then switch that up. They got so many components now where you really have to understand HTML in order to understand how to navigate through Facebook thoroughly in order to be able to get the type of resource that you're looking for. It's so weird. So yeah, so with this stream is gonna be a little bit different because it's not streaming live on YouTube right now. It's not streaming live on Twitch right now, unfortunately. I'm gonna have to upload this manually over to YouTube after the show. But I'm gonna make some adjustments this way. We can have a much better experience next time I'm on here, and hopefully that's what we're gonna do next week. So we'll see. All right. But yeah, man. So needless to say, it's been a very eventful weekend for pro wrestling, which is really great. It's always a good thing to see and everything, a good thing to hear. And it doesn't stop there, because why? Because now we are going to roll into the reason why we're all here, the whole reason why we all kind of put our TV sets on the Peacock yesterday. And let's talk about what it is, SummerSlam 2025. Now, SummerSlam, man, bro, like I gotta tell you, SummerSlam has a very near and dear place in my heart, personally. And I know, like who doesn't, right? But SummerSlam was so back in the day. SummerSlam, oh my God, it was something about it. It was the way how to cap the end of the summer. It was the perfect way of capping the end of the summer. But during the summer, you had some of the most coolest storylines that led up to SummerSlam and got you so stoked that you were like, I gotta find $50 so I can watch this damn pay-per-view. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Let's go back to the day real quick. Let's talk about some old school SummerSlam before we get to this new joint real quick. Just so this way we can see what we're talking about right here, right? You know what I mean? We can uplift the magnitude of this. All right? You remember back in SummerSlam 92 when it was Bret Hart against the British Bulldog for the IC Championship? This is the first time that we ever saw the WWF on international territory, international grounds for a pay-per-view. All right? With the exception of WrestleMania 6, right? That was in Canada. But away from North America, though, they were in London, England at Wembley Stadium. 80,000 fans that were there to watch Bret Hart defend the World Wrestling Federation Intercontinental Championship against British Bulldog Davey Boy Smith in front of 80,000 of his countrymen and women. And that whole summer, they were using the tension between the family. This is Bret's brother-in-law, this Davey's brother-in-law. The family is split in half. Where does Diana Smith stand? Does she stand with her brother? Does she stand with her husband? You know what I mean? Like, where's Stu stand? Where's Helen stand? It's like the whole tension of the family. And the thing is, me personally, that was when I got introduced to wrestling. That's when I got into pro wrestling. It was in August of 1992. And I remember I got into pro wrestling because I would do like my Saturday morning chores or whatever like that. And I was going to go outside and play. I was like probably like, I don't know, like I think I was like 10 or something like that. I was going to go outside and play with, my friends and whatnot. And I was getting ready, but I had the TV on. And the TV switched from whatever the program was over to WWF Superstars. You know what I mean? So I always knew about pro wrestling. I was always very aware of it, but I wasn't really a fan of it. Like I knew, like my friends, they like, Ultimate Warrior, and they like, Roddy Piper and whatnot. But I just didn't follow with them. But it was something about Superstars being on when I was getting ready. And I was like, this is kind of cool. This is the WWF, this is what everyone was talking about. It's kind of cool. So I got hooked. And we'll talk about that. We'll do a more in-depth detail talk about that one day. I got hooked. And one of the storylines that hooked me was the fact that they were talking about Bret Hart against the British Bulldog for the IC title at SummerSlam, and it was dividing the family. And I'm like, oh, that's crazy. Now here I am. I'm like 10 years old, but like even the fact that when they explained that their brother-in-laws, that they are family going after the title, I'm like, that would be crazy if you're going after your own family member for a championship belt. Oh, that's crazy. I gotta see what happens. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Like, that right there, the investment was already, I was already hooked into the investment for SummerSlam 92. SummerSlam 93, let's talk about it really quick, right? The Lex Express, Lex Luger going into Detroit, going to the Palace of Auburn Hills in Auburn, Michigan, Detroit, Michigan, whatever, depends where you're from, to challenge the then WWF champion, Yokozuna, for the World Wrestling Federation Championship belt. And coming off the heels of what happened on the SS Intrepid on July 4th of 1993. Yeah, it was 93, right? Yeah, 93. Lex Luger, he body slams Yokozuna on July 4th. He becomes a face. He becomes a good guy. He's traveling all across America in the Lex Express. He even stopped in Chicago, man. I couldn't go that day, and I'm still pissed this day I didn't go with my boy Ryan and Pat went to go meet Lex Luger. I shout out to Ryan and Pat. But I still remember that day too. I'm still heated. But yeah, man. But that build up for that match was huge. It was huge. How massive that build up was, and going into SummerSlam, this was the one time I was patriotic like a motherfucker in my life. Where for real, everything was red, white, and blue, USA, boy. I swear, but going into that, man, the hype was for real. The hype was at an all-time high. You could not beat that, man, for real. And so for going into SummerSlam, you were just excited for that energy, that feel, that vibrancy. And even excuse me, that was the world title match, but you had some badass undercard matches too. You had Shawn Michaels defending the ICE title against Mr. Perfect. Okay, you know what I'm saying? You had the Steiner brothers. They wrestled, I believe they wrestled the Heavenly Bodies. They defended the tag team titles, right? And you have Bret Hart going up against Jerry Lawler. But I mean, he wrestled Doink at first, but then he wrestled Jerry Lawler in the damn near blood feud, or what would be a blood feud in 1994. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. You had a lot going into that. Come on, man. SummerSlam 94, Bret and Owen in the cage. SummerSlam 97, Lex Luger. I'm not Lex Luger. You had Stone Cold Steve Austin against The Undertaker. You know what I'm saying? Wait, no, that was 98. 97, it was Bret Hart against The Undertaker for the world title. You know what I'm saying? Dude, I'm so saying, you have all these SummerSlams stacked. I mean, these were just epic pay-per-views, bro. I just gave you a little nice little handful right there of some SummerSlams that were just unbeatable. These were just, you can rewatch these. These were replay value through the roof. You know what I'm saying? 97 SummerSlam especially, man. Going into that Heart and Soul, bro, the entire Hart Foundation, they all had their own storyline. Bret Hart the storyline with Undertaker. Bulldog had the storyline, who was it with? Ken Shamrock. You know what I'm saying? Pillman had the storyline with Goldust. Owen had the storyline with Stone Cold Steve Austin. Bro, they all had their own storyline going into 97, man. And these are hot storylines. And you had some really good ass matches. I hate that the Austin Owen Hart match ended the way it did with Austin breaking it. I hate that. I hate it so much because if we had gotten the full run through of the match, we would have called that a classic. That would have been a classic SummerSlam match, straight up. So that's what I'm saying. A lot goes into this pay-per-view. And that's what I'm saying. It holds a very special, keen place in my heart, in particular, when it comes to this pay-per-view. So, of course, coming into this weekend, my expectations are set at a certain place. You can understand that, right? You can get that, right? You can feel me on this, right? You know what I mean? They're set at a certain level here. And it's even with how I'm sorry, justifiably critical I have been with the WWE as of late, considering the fact this is the standard organization. This is the bar setter when it comes to pro wrestling or sports entertainment as they prefer, because they have acknowledged they are not a pro wrestling company anymore. But still, they're still the standard. They still set the standard. So because you set the standard, and because you have said that you are the standard of sports entertainment, I'm going to treat you as such. I'm going to treat you with that respect, that you are that as a consumer. So, with all that being said, with us going back into the Wayback Machine, we went into the time machine just now. We talked about SummerSlam 92, 93, 94, 97, 96, 98. We talk about all those Wait, hold. Wait. Time out. We can't go any further without touching on the mecca of SummerSlam. SummerSlam 2000 motherfucking 2. The headline, double main event. Brock Lesnar wrestling The Rock for the undisputed World Heavyweight Championship, and Triple H going against Shawn Michaels in Shawn Michaels' return match in a non-sanctioned match. And that entire card was so damn good. They opened the damn show with Kurt Angle against Rey Mysterio Jr. And it was Rey Mysterio's pay-per-view debut. Come on, man. SummerSlam 92 is the GOAT. Oh, no, 2002, excuse me. 02. The GOAT pay-per-view. Come on, man. Oh, I got a funny story about SummerSlam 2002 also. Real quick. That was the day. It was August 25th, 2002. I was going back to college. My boy, Ken. All that asshole. That whole entire week, he was saying, "Oh yeah, I'm ordering SummerSlam, bro. This is gonna be cold, bro. I want to see Brock Lesnar, The Rock. I want to see Triple H, Shawn Michaels. I want to see Undertaker. I want to see Christian. I want to see Rey Mysterio." I ordered because at the time he was the only one who had like access to be able to order pay-per-view. You know what I mean? We were all either in college or we were broke as hell. But he had access to be able to order pay-per-view at his old lady's house. So that was the plan. Was that he was ordering SummerSlam. We're gonna watch SummerSlam, and then he was gonna take me back to college because my university was only like 45 minutes away, so it was like no big deal. And so like, I bet, you know what I mean? Let's do it. You know what I'm saying? The day of that shit, we linked up for something. And me and my boy Elijah got into his car, and we got into the back seat. We were going somewhere real quick, and then I'm thinking to myself, okay, we're gonna go there, or come back, and then we'll go to his girl crib for SummerSlam. He turned the back of us. He was like, "Oh yeah, I ain't worried." We're like, we had this stupid ass grin on his face. Dude. I wanted to punch him so bad. I'm like, God damn it! I'm so excited. Anyway, that's a whole other conversation. Anyway, let's get back on track. We talked about all of these GOAT-tiered SummerSlams. So, of course, the expectations are at a certain place. Let's talk about yesterday. Oh, God. Okay. Have great things changed greatly. Oh, my God. So, there's a reason why I didn't say I left out a lot of SummerSlams. SummerSlam, I feel, lost a lot of its steam after 2006 or so. I think it lost a lot of its steam. I think it got a little more traction, a little bit to its glory days around the about 2016. That little window in between 2015 and 2020, before the pandemic, where they had a little bit. When Brock Lesnar was damn near like destroying SummerSlam every year, had a little gusto then. That pay-per-view last night, night one. I'm sorry. But if I paid $16,000 to be ringside for that bullshit, yeah, I'm fighting somebody. I am going to fight somebody because that shit last night, that wasn't it. I'm sorry, that was not it. It wasn't. It was not it. I'm sorry. the wrestling was poor. I wouldn't say the wrestling was poor. I'm not going to say that because, like I said before, when you're a professional wrestler, you're on that stage for a reason. It means you know how to do a professional wrestling match. So I'm not going to say that. The wrestling was not pay-per-view level. That's all I'm saying. It was not pay-per-view level. I felt like on a lot of times in these matches, I felt like I was watching Raw or SmackDown and not a pay-per-view match. But what really got to me, like, I respect business like the next man, like the next one. I respect business. I do. I get it. You have to make money. You have to be able to be financial. You have to become liquid. I get it. That's always the goal for everybody. Who's any type of anything that's industry wide, I get it. That's the name of the game. Business. The amount of ads that we were inundated with the show, this shit is almost like it's beyond egregious. It's almost like a joke, where it's like, dude, we're watching nothing but ads. That's all it was ads. And I counted. There was in between one of the matches, there were literally 7 ads. And it wasn't just like commercial after commercial. It was a commercial, but then it'd be the New Day advertising some shit, and then it'd be LA Knight advertising some shit, and then it'd be Michael Cole talking about something was sponsored for this, and then it'd be, oh, look at that sponsored area over there. It was just like, it's nothing but an ad campaign. And I preface this, I know somebody in the comments saying, oh, you know what to do, you want to make money? No, I do want them to make money, of course. That's the name of the game, I get it. But the way you do it is just so overtly egregious that it comes off tacky. It comes off like desperate. It comes off very like, it takes away from like why we're here in the first place. Because I'm like, I guess I'm just here just to watch ads. I guess that's the reason why I'm here, just to watch some unique ads. And it also kind of says a lot. There's a much more deeper conversation with this when it comes to the way how Americans in general just glorify ad placement in general. I mean, hell, when we talk about the Super Bowl, we're talking about the commercials, bro. We're not even talking about the game. I feel like that's what's happening every time we have a WWE pay-per-view. We're not talking about the matches. We're talking about we're talking about everything else but the reason why we are there. And that's what it felt like, for real. So, I'm gonna be transparent with y'all. I missed a good chunk of the start of the show because I'm still trying to get used to these new times that WWE likes to do. I'm from the old school where the show started at 7 o'clock. You know what I mean? And apparently there's now it's like, they start in the afternoon. So I missed the 2-hour pre-show. I think the pre-show just started right now, actually. So watch me and watch that at the same time. How's that? So I missed the 2-hour pre-show. I missed, so I can't talk about that. I missed Cardi B coming out. I saw the clip of her online when she came out, when she debuted her new single. Hey, you know what? I always like Cardi. I'm not gonna lie. I like Cardi B because I like Cardi B's beats. Cardi B picks some really cool beats. She always does. She always picks some really pretty cool beats. And that's why I've never not liked her. And I do like Cardi B. I do. I just feel that the WWE audience does not connect with Cardi B, unfortunately. And so when she came out, yeah, they popped when they heard her name, but I think it's because the crowd was gonna pop for anything. The WWE audience is kind of like that. They pop for whatever. So she came out, she did her song. You could hear a cricket playing. You could hear a cricket in the audience. You could hear a gnat playing the violin as well too. I mean, it was very quiet. Needless to say, it was very quiet. And that's why I'm like, yeah, this audience does not rock Cardi B. They just don't. They don't know her. They don't really connect with her. This ain't the audience for them. And I think that like WWE, this is where WWE becomes very disconnected, where they don't know how to read the room, because it's like I know that you all are trying to be as mainstream popular as you possibly can. And I already know that you are popular. Don't get me wrong, but I know you're trying to be as mainstream popular as you possibly can. So, you resort to resort to things of like, oh, let's get Travis Scott involved in the storyline. Let's get Cardi B the host. You know what I mean? And which is cool, but then here's the thing though. Those two names especially those two names would have been absolutely prime probably about 8 years ago. You know what I mean? If had you gotten them then. And also at the same time, you know, pro wrestling fans are more. They're not really in the. They're not really in the hip hop category like that. You know what I mean? They might know some like Drake songs or whatever that they might like, but they're not really ingratiated into hip hop in that way. So you're not really connecting with the audience that you have. Like the audience that you have, they want to hear music that like Motorhead make. They want to hear like like artists who are more like the rock, alternative, hard rock, or even country as well too. This is a much more of a white dominated audience, so they're not going to connect with these black artists. That's just how it is. You know what I mean? So this is why they love Jelly Belly so much, because they connect with him very much. So yeah, so I mean that's how that was. But I saw the clip and I was like, okay, well that's what I pretty much expected. So what it is. I missed the first match. That was the Roman Reigns, Jey Uso against Solo and Bronson Reed. So I missed that match. I know that Roman and Jey won, which makes sense, and I'm gonna leave it at that. I can't really comment on the match. You all know kind of how I feel about Jey Uso already. I'm not sure. I gotta watch it, but I haven't really played it. So I'll maybe next week I'll talk about that. The next match they had, I believe, was for the women's tag team titles. Now this is the match where I did come in at. This is when I got home. Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair, they were going up against challenging Roxanne Perez and what's her nose? Homegirl. Damn, why is her name escaping me? The tall, pretty girl. Rodriguez. Damn, why am I blanking on her name? Raquel Rodriguez. God, good Lord. Damn, Reese. Jeez. So you would think the early day would help out, but God damn. Anyway, so watch this match. I'm not gonna do it the whole match breakdown with you guys. You know how this show goes. It's more about commentary and conversation. Ooh. But I wish you could see y'all's comments. I really wish you could see y'all's comments. I got a big open the stream. I really wish you could see y'all's comments, but I don't understand what is the problem with giving Roxanne Perez like a much more push. Now here, I get it. Someone's saying, well, you come like you're the champion. But they don't showcase her the right way. And I feel that is because she takes pro wrestling so seriously that she gets the lower end of the stick. Roxanne, to me, I'm sorry, real talk, in WWE right now, in the WWE, especially on Monday Night Raw, Roxanne Perez is the best women's wrestler next to Ivy Nile. Roxanne Perez, Ivy Nile are the two best wrestlers on Monday Night Raw. And I'm talking Monday Night Raw more specifically because I don't really watch SmackDown that much. But of what I've seen on them on Monday Night Raw, they are the most solid wrestlers. And yet they get kind of treated like bottom of the barrel. Roxanne Perez didn't really win that tag team title. She was kind of like placed there by default because of what happened with Homegirl, with this is so embarrassing. I don't know why I'm going through this right now. But with Liv Morgan, goddamn, with Liv Morgan. what happened with Liv Morgan. You know what I mean? So she was put in that position by default because of what happened with Liv Morgan. But this storyline that's involving her in this love triangle right now is totally weighing her down. And it's taken away from what she really can do, you know what I'm saying, in ring wise. But let's put the focus on her being in this love triangle with Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan. Come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop this. Seriously, stop this. Stop, and you're recycling, and the thing is, the WWE is recycling an old storyline once again when it comes to Dominic Mysterio being in a love triangle involving Liv Morgan, and before it was Rhea Ripley, and now it's Roxanne Perez. Dog, can we get back to what we are here for once again? Damn. And Roxanne Perez is a damn good wrestler. She's a damn good wrestler. You've seen her in the ring. But is it because she's a good wrestler, that's why it's like we're not going to, give you the time to shine the way that you deserve? Come on, man. We want drama from you, not in-ring work. We want drama from you, bro. So anyway, so Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, they win the World Tag Team Champions, the Women's Tag Team Champions from Roxanne Perez and from Raquel Rodriguez. And I don't know, but maybe it's just me, but I don't really see the fluid chemistry between Bliss and Flair. I just don't see it. I don't see the chemistry between those two. Like, individually, yes, they're good workers, but together in tag team, they seem so lopsided. So this is a situation where I just think the better team won. I think Roxanne and Raquel, I think they're a little more in tangent with each other. Just based off what I saw with double teams and everything. But yeah, I thought this situation the better team won. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So new women's tag team champions are Flair and Bliss. Next, we have Sami Zayn going up against Karrion Kross. I think Sami Zayn is going to win the Royal Rumble, and I think he's going to go to WrestleMania and win a World Championship. I think they're doing this whole kind of this whole tour of him getting his lick back, so to speak. And it's going to lead to that. And I think that this is kind of the start of that road for Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn got the victory against Karrion Kross. And the match itself felt like a match. It literally felt like a match you could watch on Monday Night Raw. There was nothing special about it. Nothing at all. Like the sequence, the move sets, even the little story that was told in the ring as well too. It was literally everything that you would see on a Monday. And this is what I'm saying. If I paid $17,000 and I was sitting in section A, row 1, seat 2, and I saw what I saw in that match, I'm pissed. I'm like, no. Y'all better go get back off that goddamn ring and do some shit I've never seen before in my life. Shit. You better give me some old school El Generico up in that match. You better give me some old school Killer Cross up in that joint. Shit. You know what I'm saying? I need to see a sequence I have never seen before. Give me something else besides that, because y'all phoned it in like it was Monday Night Damn Raw. So that was I don't know what that said. Especially because I feel that because this was damn. I think it was one of those that gave the Karrion Kross because he's been kind of doing some self-campaigning for himself to to get some attention and to get some online attention from podcasts and from social media and whatnot and everything. And it worked because there was a spark that was kind of lit under him when it came to the fans backing the idea of him getting more of a push. You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, we know how WWE rolls when it comes to a wrestler becoming more organically over. They want to punish you. And that's what it looks like what's happening. because you are not getting over the WWE way under the tutelage of Triple H. We're going, okay, all right, we'll give the fans what they want, but you know what? We're going to put it in a very basic ass match where there's nothing special whatsoever, and you are going to lose. That's what we saw last night with Karrion Kross, unfortunately. Clint Dye, if you are watching, I am so sorry for you because I know you are, because whenever I think about Karrion Kross, I think about you and how you advocated for him even before he blew up in the WWE. When he was on the Indies, I know you were a big fan of him years ago. So I know you guys gonna be feeling like it's some bullshit, and I don't blame you. I don't blame you. It really is. It really is. All right, next match we're gonna go on to the Women's World Title match, the SmackDown Women's World Title match, where Tiffany Stratton is defending her Women's World Championship against Jade. So, Jade Cargill. Like, Jade what? Oh, man, I don't know what's wrong with my mind today, but yeah. So, Jade, she's the winner of the Queen of the Ring, and which granted her a Women's Championship title match at SummerSlam. This match is only like 7 minutes, y'all. A 7-minute championship match on a pay-per-view. A pay-per-view that only had 6 matches scheduled. And, dude, there's a lot. There's a lot. They're saying Jade's not ready, which I agree. And I can also make the argument that Tiffany's not ready as well, too. I can make the argument. But what I walked away from this match was the WWE, no matter what, when it comes to Tiffany Stratton, they are fully invested on hitching the wagon onto her and it's going full go with her. She is ridiculously limited in that ring. Ridiculously limited. The only thing I see her doing in that ring are kicks and flips. Kick, 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 flip, kick, flip. Flip, 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 kick, flip, flip. Flip, flip, kick. Kick, kick, flip. Flip, flip, flip. Kick, flip, kick. That's all I see. That's all she does. That's her entire offense. Is kick, flip, kick. That's it. And I'm like, is no one else seeing this? Seriously, is no one else seeing this? It has to be. It's pretty privileged. It's pretty privileged. Tiffany Stratton is a very pretty girl. She is. She's a very pretty girl. She's a very pretty woman. Excuse me. Blonde, very long blonde hair. She's a very cute face, a very Instagram-like face. She looks like an Instagram model. She looks like a Bratz model. I get it. She's a very pretty girl. You know what I mean? She's very athletic and all that good stuff and everything. I get it. But good Lord, when that bell rings, we don't see anything. But she's been a champion for, I think they said about over 200 days so far. And so that win just let me know they really are going to hitch the wagon under her and to be like, hey, we are riding with you no matter what. We want you to be the future of this women's division. And here's the thing, though. Obviously, when you run a company like this, when you run a promotion like this, and you have your proverbial leaders, the ones who are going to be leading the fray, you want to develop talent for the future. Absolutely, because that was WWE's flaw for so long. They weren't developing future talent because they were relying everything on damn John Cena. And now we're in the place where we are today because of that. So of course you want to be in the position where you are investing into developing these wrestlers for the long run. And here's the thing: Tiffany ain't going anywhere. She's not gonna test the waters out in any other promotion. She's not gonna go to MLW. She's not going to AEW. She's not going to New Japan. She's not gonna go to anywhere else. You know what I mean? So we already know that. So you are going to be a WWE lifer. But my thing is, like, with that being said, goddamn, can you learn how to do another move? Seriously, can you learn to do another move in the ring? Can you expand your wrestling acumen, please? Because if you are going to be here for the long run, I'm expecting you are going to hold that championship title for even a long time or for many times, either one. You're going to hold that title on a number of occasions. You are going to be in big matches at WrestleMania. You are going to be in big matches on the weekly shows. You are going to be a big name. So with that being said, learn the craft. Learn it. Learn it more in depth. And I know I said earlier that I don't doubt pro wrestlers. I don't doubt your abilities at all. I don't say that a wrestler sucks, because I see that there's a reason why you have made it to the place you are, but show why you are there. Show that you can be even better than what you were yesterday. Show it. And I don't see that with her. But on the other side of the ring, I don't see it with Jay as well too. And that's concerning to me, because I really do like Jay Cargill a lot. I do like him. But it feels almost like the trajectory that was actually happening with Jay Cargill and her skill set, which was happening towards the twilight of her AEW run, has come to a halt. Because when Jay Cargill was in AEW, she was very limited. She was very limited in the ring, even though she was a TBS champion. But she became an attraction eventually. She became an attraction. Tony Khan accentuated the positives about her while hiding the negatives. But while those negatives were being hidden, we were working on said negatives, so this way they eventually transitioned into positives. And when we saw that last match she had, I believe it was at Double or Nothing in 2023, was it? I want to say it was. When we saw her last match at Double or Nothing, when she dropped the belt to Chris Statlander, at that time Jay was getting better in the ring, and you watch that match, you have more offensive moves. You come to WWE, okay, and you got significant training before your Royal Rumble debut, significant training before your WrestleMania debut, significant training and tutelage with Bianca Belair that you were under her wing for an entire year. Shoot, I think even more than a year. Shit. But now we watch you work, and it's like you regress. There was a part in the match where Jay turned her back to Tiffany for a significant amount of time, like she was waiting for the next spot. I'm literally yelling to you, why is your back to her? Why are you giving her your back? Look at your opponent. Keep your eye on your damn opponent. And then when she was saying it, like, okay, you coming? Jay, damn. You know what I'm saying? Let me find out that you only went to the WWE for the clout. Let me find out that you went to the WWE for the clout. The clout, and just to be able to, I don't know, to pop off on social media or whatever like that. Have some good pictures, has some good lighting. Because it ain't for the wrestling, obviously. When Jay had that match with Roxanne Perez, that was leading up to the Queen of the Ring match, that right there, I was like, she has regressed from where she was recently to the beginning of her AEW run, her AEW days. She has regressed dramatically. And even last night, too, watching her work, she was working like 1, 2, 3 step, 1, 2, 3 step, 1, 2, 3 go, 1, 2, 3 step. Like she was working that way. You can see that she was counting the steps in her head. And they gave her a 7-minute match, bro. 7-minute match. So I wonder. I just wonder what's going to be next for Jay, because why? And here's why I ask. You've already won a tag title, right? You won the Queen of the Ring. You had a championship match at a Big Four pay-per-view, but nothing is sticking. Nothing's really sticking. So when Bianca comes back, I'm assuming that you're gonna put you in the feud with her. But Bianca's gonna be the one that WWE's like, we are more invested in her. Well, rightfully so, because Bianca can work. Bianca is badass. She can work in the ring. So, but what's gonna be the aftermath from that? I'm very curious. So, yeah. So anyway, Tiffany Stratton wins with the prettiest moonsault ever, and she gets the victory. So, yeah. So that's that was that. All right, man. So next match, we got Logan Paul tag teaming with Drew McIntyre to go against Randy Orton and Jelly Belly. So I'm like, I get celebrities are getting involved with wrestling matches. I get it. Like we've seen it for decades now, where celebrities or athletes are involved with pro wrestling matches. Hell, a freaking WrestleMania main event that, like headline and main evented with that when it came to Bam Bam Bigelow against Lawrence Taylor. I remember that was back in '95. I remember back then. I can't remember how old I was, but I remember even back then I hated that WrestleMania because I'm like, it's so much of a heavy celebrity presence. There was a lot of celebrities that are involved with that WrestleMania in general, that it felt like it was like taking the attention away from the wrestlers, the wrestling. And I still feel that way. I still feel like celebrities don't really need to be involved with pro wrestling in that magnitude. They want to come out, they want to be a guest host, they want to be a special commentator, they want to be a special ring announcer. Cool, okay, all right, back. You know what I mean? Like, you're okay, cool. But in the ring, it's like, let the trained wrestlers be the ones doing what's in the ring, please. But instead, they bring out, they say that Jelly Belly is going to be, part of the match. He's like a big old like country music song. And this, once again, like I'm saying, man, like the booking of this match felt so damn basic, and it felt like it was just this match setup is what we do for when we have a celebrity, involved. And I swear, Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre looked like they were just like, we're just collecting the check, bro. We're just here to collect the check. We're just here to, they're on their Marshawn Lynch. I'm just here not to get fired. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to get a check. And, that's how they were working. They were working like, I'm just here to collect the check. Logan Paul was, I freaking hate saying this. I can't believe I'm about to say this, but Logan Paul was the damn workhorse yesterday in that match. He was the one who was working, like he took it seriously. I'm like, And I think because, the thing is, I can't blame him though. I can't blame Logan Paul. Because if I'm Logan Paul and I'm in that match, I'm like, look, I know the vets don't really give a damn. I know Jelly Belly ain't gonna be in here working. I'm gonna work my ass off in this match, and I'm gonna put on the damn show. And he did. He did. He put on the damn show. And I hate saying it because I cannot stand Logan Paul on some real shit. But he did though. I gotta call a spade a spade. Look, listen. I know Jelly Belly. I understand that that you're not a wrestler. I get it. I totally get it. So there's a lot of leeway that's given to you. But bro, the basic shit, like the shit where it's like, you should even know better than this. For you to the way how he would position himself on the mat or on the table, and then the way how he would cross his arms and he would brace for impact as well too. Like, dog, you just doing it so obvious. And on one, when he was adjusting himself onto the table, he was doing it so painfully obvious that whoever the director was in the back of the production truck was like, cut the camera 3 right now, because camera 2, he showed all the damn shits right there. Cut the camera 3, and I saw it, and I'm not bloviating about anything like that. I have a producer's eye, but I saw it in real time. Where I'm like, I see why you cut the camera green. I see it because Jelly Belly over there, you know what I'm saying, fixing his damn pants and putting his arm up and scooching all up on the damn kid. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't that got me. It wasn't that. It was a part of the match where Randy Orton was getting the beat down, and I started putting two and two together. Randy Orton catching the beat down. I see Jelly Belly on the damn ring apron. By the way, shout out to Jelly Belly. They said he lost 200 some pounds. But Michael Cole said for this match. Shut up, Cole. He did not lose it for the match. He lost it for his damn self. Damn, shut the hell up, bro. For real. But salute to Jelly Belly for losing that weight. Because when I saw the clip of him when he was challenging to be on the match, I'm like, oh, he got real small. That dude lost a lot of weight. Good for him. Good for him. Real shit. Real shit. I know I'm being critical, but real shit. When it comes to health, I don't fuck around, for real. Like, I'm very serious about health and everything like that. So no, really good stuff about losing 200 pounds. But I hate how Michael Cole, he lost it for SummerSlam. Shut up. God, Cole gets my damn nerve. But listen, what pissed me off was that Jelly Belly was on the damn apron. And I put two and two together. I'm like, wait a second. Orton getting his ass kicked. Jelly Belly on the apron. Then it happened. Jelly Belly got the hot tag. Why? Oh, good Lord. Jelly Belly got the hot tag. So you mean to tell me that Jelly Belly, if they were the Legion of Doom, he was Road Warrior Animal, huh? He was Road Warrior Animal. If they were the Steiner brothers, he was Rick Steiner. If they were Demolition, he was Demolition Axe. If they were the natural disasters, he was Earthquake. Jelly Belly got the hot tag. So yeah, got the hot tag. And yeah, I never thought I'd see that in my life. He got the hot tag, but he didn't get the hot win. Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul go on to beat Randy Orton and Jelly Belly. So yeah, that was. And usually celebrity match. The thing is, celebrity matches sometimes usually have a lot of shenanigans, just to kind of like make things a little fun or exciting. This didn't really have all that. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because like me, I'm more of a purist. You know what I mean? But I think that if they toned it down a little bit when it came to the shenanigans and the gimmickry, I think, I gotta be honest, I think that was by the request of Logan Paul. I think Logan Paul was probably like, can we not make this too over the top of a circus? It already damn near is a circus, but can we not make it add on to the circusry of it? Because I want to have a match. And he did. For once, Logan Paul was not what's the word I'm looking for? He was not the novelty. He was not the novelty in the ring. He wasn't. It was someone else. So because he was not the novelty in the ring, he could be the one that looked like he was pretty serious. And he did. Now, I'll give him credit for that. He took advantage of the situation to make it look like that he was the one that really deserved to be there and not the other celebrity. So there was that. And like I said, y'all, it was just mad commercial appeal in between match. Like, give me a video package to be able to see what led up to this match. Give me an interview backstage. This way I can be a little bit hyped for this match or whatever may have you. Give me a soundbite from an interview so I can remember it as well too. Give me that. I don't need Snickers ads. I don't need ads for, goddamn Menards. I don't need ads for Cialis. I don't need ads for, goddamn Chick-fil-A. I don't care. Give me something that's going to be germane to the product of what I am watching right now. Shit. And it's going to be no different tonight for night 2. Which leads us to the close of night 1. And that is for the world title. CM Punk going up against Gunther for the world championship. So, dude, here's the thing, man. I feel Punk has lost a lot of his gusto. He's lost a lot of the allure. He's lost a lot of what made him special. And the thing is, though, it's not his fault. It's Father Time. It's age. But I feel like he's aged so much within the last few years. And when I saw his match with John Cena, what was that, Money in the Bank or something like that? I don't know. It was. I think it was Money in the Bank. But when I saw his match with John Cena last month, I'm like, dog, you ain't got it. You look washed. You look washed in the championship match against John Cena, who already is washed. Both y'all look washed. And you look exceptionally washed. And in last night's match, first 3 minutes, this man is done. Blown up, huffing and puffing, already out. Dog, he couldn't even do the moves. The thing is, though, is that Gunther, I felt was just killing it on offense. And me personally, I like seeing very prominent wrestlers, dominant wrestlers, do their thing and everything like that, and display dominance. That's why I like Brock Lesnar so much. Because he's the dominant wrestler, and Gunther was showing that. He was showing his dominance in the match. I thought that was really cool. Seeing all that, I like seeing that kind of brutality take place. And you were seeing it the whole time. But bro, it was even more apparent how Gunther was holding back the intensity of his offense on Punk, holding back the intensity of the chop, holding back the intensity of the powerbomb, holding back the intensity of the clothesline. He was holding back the intensity. You could see that. I was like, oh, he's holding back the intensity of his offense. Because obviously he doesn't want to hurt Punk. And he sees that Punk is a completely winded, exhausted, just gassed, done. He was holding it back like a mug. The match was cool. And I say the match was cool because I like the one-sidedness of it, because Gunther is supposed to look dominating. I know people want to hold on to what happened at WrestleMania, which I totally disagree with when it came to Jey Uso defeating him. But he is supposed to be a dominating figure. He is the world champion. He's supposed to be a dominating figure. And that's what we were getting in the match. Well, I think that he saw how Punk could not take the physicality of what he had to offer. He had to hold his arsenal back. Watch the match. You don't believe? Watch the match. Watch it. Go back and watch that match, and you will see what I'm talking about. It's very clear, very apparent. And then we get to the end of the match, which made no goddamn sense to me whatsoever, because first of all, we there, Reese. They get to the outside. Gunther, for some reason, decides to jump on the table and starts going, to the crowd. What? Where'd that come from? This whole match, you have been on top of Punk and dominating and beating his ass, and now you want to play hurrah to the crowd? Huh? What the hell? And then when he did that, Punk came from behind, tripped him. He fell off he fell down to the table, rolled up under it, and he came up and his entire face was bloody. I'm like, how do you bust your face up from that? And the commentator was telling him, oh, he must have broken his nose on the fall. Oh my God. They get back into the ring. They do a little sequence. Punk hits Gunther with two of the driest GTSs I've ever seen in my life. And Punk pins him 1, 2, 3. If this don't deserve the Ninja Please Award, then I don't know what does. I don't know. I was over here like, you gotta be shitting me. Like, I get that they were doing the whole CM Punk wins the world champ. I get it. But the way that it went down with him winning like that, it just felt so incredibly contrived. Like, stop. And then just like what everyone predicted, what everyone's been saying for the last month and a half, we hear, and Seth Rollins comes out with Paul Heyman. Seth Rollins, he's selling the injury with the crutches, with the knee brace and whatnot and everything. He's teasing that I still got the Money in the Bank briefcase to Punk while Punk was celebrating the ring with the world title and all that good stuff and everything. Hey, I still got the briefcase, so I'm going to be on your ass, you know what I'm saying? So you better watch your back or whatever may have you. Seth Rollins turns around to act like he's going back to the back, but then he stops in mid-walk, and what he do? He releases the crutches, he takes off the knee brace, he takes off his jacket, all his zesty-like and everything, and he runs down to the ring. And then he goes into the ring, he grabs the ref, he brings the ref in, Punk tries to hit him. Seth Rollins ducks it. Seth Rollins hits him with the briefcase about 4 or 5 times. Tells the ref he want to do a cash in. The bell rings. The official. Seth goes ahead and pins Punk. 1, 2, 3. We have a new world heavyweight champion. It's Seth Rollins. My thing is, I saw a meme that said, Punk, you had all that time. You let this man come out, strut, show it he was faking it, throw the canes out, run onto the ringside, and you let him pin you. Like, you had all the time to walk away. I couldn't agree more. I'm like, why are you still in the ring, bro? Why are you still in the ring? For real. Why are you still in the ring? You heard that damn music and everything. You saw Seth Punk telling you, all right, peace. I'm out. To the crowd. I got my championship belt. I'm out. I'll get me an Uber on the way home. I don't care. I'm out. We used to sat there with the goofy look in your face, trying to figure out what was going on, and you let it happen. Did to yourself, bro. Did to yourself. But the thing is, though, is that like on some real shit, that was like the most worst kept secret in wrestling. Everybody was anticipating. Everybody knew it was going to happen. From the night of Saturday Night's Main Event. For the night of Saturday Night's Main Event, everyone knew that, okay, he's going to come back at SummerSlam and cash in. And that's exactly what happened. Dog. And that's the thing is that, like, Triple H, look, I wish people would stop putting him on the God tier of being, like, this incredible booker. Not. Because what you thought was gold last night, everyone It wasn't a surprise. It was an expectation. Especially coming off that shitty-ass championship match, it was an expectation. And now Seth Rollins is champion. And people are saying, well, it's okay because that means we'll get Punk at WrestleMania. I really hope not. I really hope we do not get Punk at WrestleMania challenging for the World Championship. I really hope not. I know I made the whole Sami Zayn prediction earlier and everything like that. I'm not a big fan of it, but I think it is what it is at this point. But I'd rather have that than CM Punk. For what? For what? CM Punk can barely go 3 minutes in the ring. Look, listen. I know it was cool back in 2010, 15 years ago when he was the world champion. I know it was cool then. I get it. It was cool to see that happen. 15 years ago, it was like tolerable seeing it happen in AEW, only because it was like our first time seeing him back as a full-time wrestler. But I'm sorry, we're done. Folks are just done with it. It's old. It's worn out. People have moved on from CM Punk being the world champion. We have. And I used to be a major Punk fan. I'm not really that much of a Punk fan anymore. Maybe we'll do an episode on 23rd Hour about that and talk more in detail about that. But listen, I'm honest. I don't want to see that happen anymore. It doesn't move the needle. It's not a net positive. There's nothing there. It's like, dog, like you are in the place of your stage of your life where you really need to be putting talent over. Because that's what I was really excited about with AEW, that you were going to be making new wrestlers, making. But you're now on this whole like this weird cat chasing its tail motion right now, where you are trying to recapture that glory. And guess what? Your own boss in Triple H said, I'm not watching Unreal, but I heard that he said he didn't even want to re-sign you back to WWE. He didn't. He didn't want to bring you back. So this moment that you're looking for, I don't think it's conducive for you, dog. I don't think it is. Because if you become world champion, are you going to be a world champion? When you can barely go 3 minutes in the ring. I'm sorry, but I think that ship is sailed. For real. But speaking of ship sailing, we have one more night SummerSlam, and that's happening tonight. So I believe the pre-show is on right now. I might check it out a little bit. All right. I think it starts at 5 o'clock Central, 6 o'clock Eastern, I believe, the show itself and everything like that. So I'm going to check, I'm definitely going to watch it and everything. So tonight, I believe we are going to get, I'm just kind of spitballing right now, I believe we're going to get AJ Styles going up against, he's challenging Dominic Mysterio for the IC title. We are getting that huge cluster of a ladder match for the World Tag Team Championships, where everybody mama is in. What else? I believe for the Women's Championship, we are getting Rhea Ripley, Naomi, and Io Sky, which I personally think is going to be the match of the night, actually. I think it's going to be that's going to be the match of the night, to be real with y'all. I think it's going to be a great match. So we're going to get that match. We're going to get, Becky Lynch against her mini-me, Lyra Valkyria, for the women's IC title match. That's the whole thing. And then, unfortunately, we're going to get Cuddly Cody Rhodes challenging John Cena for the WWE title. I think that's a hardcore match, I believe, something like that. My predictions, I'm certain Cena's going to win. I know there's been rumors about Cody turning heel. I don't know why he would turn heel. If he turns heel tonight, holy shit, I'm going to have a lot to say about that. I don't understand why he would turn heel. The people who have been saying that, I'm asking, why would Cody turn heel? And I can't get an answer. They're like, oh, this is speculation. I'm like, okay, but why do you buy into it? Because what's the benefit of that? I don't see it. So I think Cena's going to retain the title. I think Dominic's going to retain the title. I think Rhea Ripley's going to win the women's title. I think Lyra's going to win the IC belt. That whole tag team cluster match, I think whoever are the champions right now, I think it's the Wyatt brothers, or the Wyatt family. I think they're still gonna walk away. I don't know. Maybe that matches a whole lot. I don't think it's gonna be Street Profits, to be honest. I don't think it's gonna be them. I'd love for it to be them, but I don't think it's gonna be them. And I know I'm missing a match. I know I'm missing a match. I can't remember what it is. But I'm just hoping, my only hope is that tonight has better wrestling. So let's hope for that. And we'll see. So all right, y'all. That is it. I'm going to get ready for night 2 of SummerSlam. And yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, watch at the top of the show. I want to rebrand this a little bit better. I want to meet with y'all on a more of a regular basis. Hopefully, let's come back next week and hang out and let's chop it up. And hopefully, everything with StreamYard and all its little functionalities, all its little BS that has to be put through, it will cease, and we can be able to chop it up on a much more cleaner way. But anyway, I am your boy. I'm your host, Mr. Maurice Prophet. This is the 23rd hour. Please follow us on YouTube at B-Side Studios. Follow B-Side Studios on Facebook as well, too. We always have that good. We have a brand new episode of Mentality coming to you all this Thursday night at 7 o'clock. You don't want to miss it. We're going to have Marie Prophet Correa on the as a guest. Yes, my niece, who is an author, and she will be talking about her new book, Golden Petals. So check out Mentality. It will be on here on Facebook and YouTube at 7 o'clock Central Time this Thursday night. And we have a whole new episode of the Nerdium coming to you all probably within the next week or so. And we got a whole new Sipping and Tripping coming in the next few weeks. We have a lot happening, a lot stacked up for you all. You definitely don't want to miss it. You want to be a part of this. So that's what I'm saying. Follow B-Side Studios on all the platforms, and we got you good, all right? And with that being said, thank you everybody for being able to join me today. I really appreciate you all sharing your Sunday with me. If you hit me in the comments, I will respond in the comments. I couldn't see them on StreamYard, so I couldn't respond in real time, but we're going to get that fixed up and everything like that. But you all enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Be with your family, be with your friends, get something to drink, get something to eat, relax, enjoy life, enjoy who you are, enjoy your time here, because our time here is not promised. So let's enjoy the highest blessing that we have, and that is time, love, energy. And speaking of that, I love you all. You have a great one. Enjoy night 2 of SummerSlam. And I'll see y'all next week. Y'all be cool.